So, you want to be a Google developer expert? Let's talk. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Just kidding. I don't have that kind of power.
I'm not the Godfather, and I definitely don't have a cat on my lap.
Hi everyone, I'm a Google developer expert, specifically in Data Cloud. That means I devote a lot of time staring at client pipelines and figuring out why the query costs more than a weekend trip to Vegas. Today we're going to talk about the GDE program. I get asked about this constantly. How do I get the plaque? Do you work for Google? Do they give you a free Pixel phone every month? Spoiler alert, no, they don't. And if you think this title is a golden ticket to Easy Street, you are sorely mistaken. But if you're actually passionate about tech and community, stick around. We're going to break down what the GDE actually is, how do you become one, and why, despite the lack of a shiny company car, it gives you a serious edge as a professional. First off, let's clear the air. Being a GDE does not mean I'm a Google employee. I don't have a badge that opens doors at the Google Plex, and I definitely don't have access to the algorithm that decides why your YouTube recommendations are so weird. Think of it this way. Google is the massive streaming platform. They own the infrastructure and the algorithm. We GDEs, we are the independent music reviewers or the reaction channels with a cult following. We don't work for the platform. In fact, if the algorithm pushes a terrible song, we'll be the first to tell you to skip it. But we know the deep cuts, we know the history, and we are the ones telling the fans what's actually worth adding to the library and what is just noise. A GDE is a person who doesn't work for Google, but is recognized by them for having exemplary expertise in one of their technologies, and this is the kicker, actively shares that knowledge with the community. You don't just become a general expert, that will be impossible. You have to specialize. I chose Data Cloud, but there are GDEs for machine learning, Firebase, Flutter, Google Maps, and a bunch of others. You pick your lane. You can't be an expert in everything. If someone tells you they are lying to you. They are just a novice in disguise. So what do we actually do? Do we sit around wearing robes and discussing the future of AI?
Is he the leader
of this chapter? There are chapters all over the world, and it has been foretold that someday a chosen one will...
Okay, didn't ask for your life story.
Yeah, right. I wish. Most of us have full-time jobs. Being a GDE is a side hustle. My 9 to 5 involves questioning legacy data architectures and whatever fancy marketing strategy the industry came up with this week. I dedicate my time to articulating and arguing why one approach is actually better than the other, regardless of the hype. Then I write articles about it. I share my learnings in public. Sometimes it's about a new cool feature, but other times it's a post-mortem on a dystopian reality that felt less like a data architecture and more like a Rube Goldberg machine. Alright, fast forward to the part you actually care about. How do you get in? Here's the hard truth. You cannot apply. Let that sink in for a minute. There is no apply button. It's an invite-only club. You need to be nominated by an existing GDE or a Google employee. Once you get that referral, the real work begins. It's a 3-step process. Step 1 is the application form. This isn't just name and email. They ask you about your experience, your specific community contributions, and your motivation. They want to see receipts, basically. Step 2 is the community interview. If you pass the form, you get matched with a current GDE. This is a vibe check. We want to get to know you, understand why you want to join, and verify that you actually have the expertise in the community. Step 3 is the product interview. This time you are matched with a Googler. They will dig into your technical knowledge, but don't panic. This isn't a job interview. It's a conversation with someone who is as passionate about the tech as you are. But if you are doing it just for the prestige, you are going to burn out faster than Andrew Neiman in Whiplash. You need a tempo, but you need a passion to back it up. This is the cool part. We aren't just megaphones for Google. We are critics. Because we don't work for them, we can be honest. If a new feature drops and it sucks, I tell them, hey, this API is harder to understand than the plot of Tenet. But it goes deeper than that. We participate in private hangouts with Googlers and other GDEs. They share some of the work they are doing, and we give our unfiltered takes. We act as the bridge between the massive corporation and the developer on the ground, who is just trying to ship code before Friday. So why do we do it? Is it for the plaque? Well, the plaque implies you get listed on the official experts directory. That basically means you just got validated by Google that you actually know your stuff. It's a public signal to clients and recruiters that you have been vetted by the company that built the tools. Then there is the access. We get invitations to exclusive events organized by Google, and I'm not talking about free pizza meetups. I'm talking about the opportunity to take the mic at massive conferences like the Google Next. This is the developer equivalent of headlining a festival. But the main driver for me is the exclusive behind the velvet rope access to the tech itself. We get to see what's cooking in the Google kitchen well before it's served to the public. This gives us a massive edge. We get time to test these new features, break them, offer input, and watch them improve. By the time a feature is released to the world, we have already created content about it. We have had the time to prepare, to master it, and to truly become the experts we claim to be. That gives us a massive authority to walk into a meeting at work and say, yes, I think we could use this feature, and actually know what we are talking about because we have been playing with it for a while. If you pass all 3 steps, welcome to the club. Getting that confirmation email will give you a massive feeling of achievement. But remember, the GDE title is granted for 1 year. It might be prolonged or it might not. It's not a lifetime period. You have to keep doing what you've been doing for the community to make the most out of your membership. Look, becoming a GDE isn't a goal. It's a byproduct. If you set out trying to be a GDE, you probably fail. You'll come off as inauthentic. But if you set out to be the best developer you can be, and you share everything you learn because you're stuck about it, like when you saw the Peruvian Jim Morrison on TV and had to text everyone because it was the coolest thing you have ever seen on TV, then the recognition will follow. Focus on the craft, focus on the community, be the expert whose content could have helped you understand the complex topics simply because of how articulate and engaging you are. Have you ever thought about aiming for this? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.